I have been failing this challenge terribly, but I will not apologize for it because I had to be present elsewhere. Well, it's not that I failed to record a video daily. I did. It's just that I refused to edit them because my attention was required elsewhere. My best friend, her life was in danger over the last few days, and instead of me prioritizing my editing, I chose to be present and be with her virtually because she's far away at that point and she needed as much support as she can get during that time. And I chose to be there and be present with her to check on her and her family and ensure their safety and ensure that somebody else cares outside of their family. And now I'm going to catch up. I have a lot of videos to edit and upload. So is that really a failure? Maybe I failed. I know that I made a commitment to completing this challenge, and I will, even when it's proving to be very hard right now. I will still continue. But if there are times or days when my presence and my attention is fully needed in my real world, digital world can wait. I will still continue what I set out to do, but my number one priority will always be my real life and the people around it. Which is kind of ironic because the video that I had planned today was me telling you that I stopped being the strong friend. I actually had this experience a long time ago where I was feeling a little defeated in everything, and I needed somebody to talk to process the things that I was going through, and not necessarily have advice, but just have somebody to be a sounding board and be my voice of reason. I needed somebody to talk to so I could bounce ideas with on how I could finally show up in my life and for other people that I care about and that matter to me in that life without sacrificing my well-being and putting myself last. So I had this best friend since I was in kindergarten. We stayed in communication all through the years, and I was always there for her. And it's not like I was cashing in on the I was there for you, you should be there for me too. But I just needed somebody to talk to at that time, and I thought that it was her because I was always there. When she broke up with her lovers, her relationship failed, and she had no support system because she was living abroad, and she felt like everything was against her. When she had problems with her other friend group, when they made her feel excluded, used, everything, I was there. And the one time that I needed her, she told me that she didn't really need to show up because I'm strong. I got it handled. And that was the moment when I realized, oh, she don't fuck with me like that. In almost 3 decades of friendship, and I was there in every single moment that she needed somebody, and I needed her one time, she wasn't there. Actually, if I really think about it, I didn't need her just one time. When we were in high school, I needed her too. Essentially, we were best friends, right? And then high school came, and those stories where she got into this volleyball team and they were popular, and I didn't get in because I couldn't do any extracurricular activities when I was younger because my grandma always ensured that I had to go home on the dot, so I didn't have time to have social life, and she did because her family was more open and supportive of her social life. So when she became popular along with them, these girls that she was friends with, they bullied me. And as that bullying happened, I was following her around like I really wanted to be friends with them because she's friends with them too. But she always took their side, and she would quietly bully me too. But I looked the other way because I was in denial. I was like, no, she's not gonna do that to me. She's my best friend. they repeatedly made sure that they showed me that they didn't like me, and that made me transfer schools. We lost contact, and then when we got reconnected years later when we were older, she never even apologized for that. And she was just like, always like, I forgave her anyway. Because to me, it was important to me to have a friend, like from the very beginning of my life. Because I've always dreamt of that one true friend that I could brag about to my friends, saying that, oh, we've been friends since childhood. But then when that moment came when I needed her, it was like between 2020 to 2023. In summary, 2023 was when I shed a lot of friendships that I dreamt of keeping my entire life. I lost them because they showed me that they never really liked me. They only liked me for what I could do for them. They only liked me when my life was in shambles. They only liked me when they felt superior over me. They only liked me when I would overfunction and bend over backwards to accommodate their needs. But when it came time when I set boundaries, that I can't do that for you because this is the extent of my support. And in doing, you know, and in exceeding that boundary, and I would overfunction, and I'm not doing this because I don't love you. I'm doing this for myself because I need to teach myself not to extend myself and spread myself too thin that I can't show up for myself too. And they took offense in that, and then they started to put subliminal posts against me, like mocking that, oh, you're so smart, oh, your life is so great, oh, you're healed. Like, I don't even know how to take that, because are you insulting me? Because that sounds like a fucking compliment. That sounds like a compliment. And then, you know, like, they just couldn't take it. They started a conflict against me. I just got my losses, and I was not totally friendless, because this best friend of mine that I spoke about in the beginning of the video, she's always been there for me. She's always been there. Like, we have this very definition of a reciprocal friendship, which I will get to later on. So when I lost those friendships and I realized, oh, they don't fuck with me like that, it was a hard pill to swallow, yet I swallowed it anyway, because you know what? This is the reality. I don't completely fault them or myself for having formed non-real friendships. Like, they were all just acquaintanceships that were given VIP friendship treatments, because that's just who I am. Everybody will be my friend. And maybe out of desperation too, to have a community. And they were given VIP friendship access when they didn't even ask for it. And that's the thing with people. When you are too generous with them and they didn't ask for it, not because they didn't want it, but they don't know what they want, or, you know, the priority is just not that. Always expect to be taken for granted, and when you bring that into their attention, it's always gonna be your fault, and they're always gonna say, never ask for that. Like, they may sound ungrateful. They are. In part, they are. Ultimately gonna be traced back to be my fault, because I gave them something they never asked for. I offered them love that they never asked for, and I treated them like a person that I cared about and loved and supported when they didn't want any of those from me. And I know there's still something much deeper in that coping mechanism, which we will get to in the next video. So anyway, when I realized that, oh, okay, so all the friendships that I've ever had my entire life, that I cherished, that I dreamed about keeping forever, aren't actually friendships. They were just different levels of parasitism, where the only people that benefited from that friendship were them. And to me, maybe, my fault too, because the benefit that I thought their friendships gave me before was that I had an ally in them. And, knowing that I'm friends with them, it made me feel good. But that was never a friendship at all. not in the definition that I know friendships are, in a way that I've always valued it from the very beginning of my waking life. When my best friend of 30 years showed me that she didn't really value me in the way that I valued her, and that she didn't really care about my well-being, or she just didn't have the capacity to go as deep as I wanted. Okay, I went deep for her. But you know what she also said? Sometimes it's just exhausting to talk to you because I always learn new things, and I learn new things about myself, and then I start to like myself, and it's just, you're so deep, and I don't know how to be deep. So the first part sounded like I don't understand that that was a bad thing, but I guess if she was communicating her capacity, and but she didn't know how to communicate it in a way that made me understand, because it sounded like she was blaming me for being so deep. And isn't that how people communicate these days when there's conflict? It always is framed in a way that you're at fault because you're this, you're that. And it's not in a way that's healthy or productive. Like, for example, if she thought that I was too deep and she was always learning stuff from me, she was starting to like herself, she could have said something like, I am in a phase where I'm not ready to feel positive about my experience or myself. I was not in a state where I wanted to learn more about my situation that made me feel better about it. Like, let me be a hater. Let me be hating on myself. I would have understood. But you know what? I guess that's just asking for too much for somebody who's already not able to communicate effectively, shifts to blaming right away, frames positive things as negative things, and saying that she doesn't have the capacity for me. That was the clearest view that I had on misalignment. Because of that, I just realized, you know what? I will just let you be where you are in your phase of life, and I'm gonna get going. If you ever catch up with me, you're totally welcome. That's cool. But if it doesn't, then I had a good 30 years with you. I never imagined myself to be in this position, because I never imagined that I would grow and mature this much. But there are a lot of things that I learned about always trying to be the strong friend. Like, you become misread as self-sufficient. Like, they don't see your strength. They just see your ability to survive without them. And then they step back because they assume, and that assumption can sometimes feel like it's cruel or it's cruelty, because you stop being supported and you're just being observed. And then the emotional reciprocity gaps become more apparent, because you gave them your time, you listened, you held space for them, you showed up, and then now that it's your turn, there's this strange silence. And it's not because they don't care, they just never trained themselves, or they were never trained to meet you there. Then again, who set that system up? Because being the strong friend, you train them to never meet you where you are, because you're carrying all of it. That's why when it's your time or it's your turn to ask for help to carry the burdens that you have, they don't know how to pick it up, because you built a dynamic that you're the only one who knows to carry. People think that you know how to carry, dependents start to get attracted to you. They're not equals. They're just, their whole being is about depending on somebody. And if you have a savior complex, being depended on can feel like oxygen. Whoever you ask, strength is magnetic. But that's the thing. It might be magnetic, but it's not always going to attract other people who have strength. It's just gonna attract people who don't have stability, don't have clarity, and they don't have this ability to ground themselves. So you're gonna be surrounded by people, but they are not there because they're willing to meet you. They're just there because they want access to the strength that they don't have through you. In doing so, you lose access to your own vulnerability. Because think about this, when you're always composed and you're always insightful and you're always the one who gets it, you start skipping your own raw moments. People see that you process things quickly, that you rationalize beautifully, but some feelings don't need to be understood. They need to be felt and witnessed. And if nobody's witnessing them, you're just there, standing alone in life, even in the face of connection. Another thing is, when you always frame yourself, or when you always present yourself as a strong friend, it's easy to be taken for granted. But it's not done intentionally. It's just that consistency without boundaries can become background noise. You're reliable, you'll be fine. People stop checking on you. It's just that in being strong, you've made yourself feel guaranteed. Your presence has become a guarantee that you're always gonna be okay. And then you start to build up and carry unspoken resentment. It's like it's so quiet that it sounds like I would have shown up for you. And that's when the relationship starts to fracture. You're not just a strong friend anymore. You're the friend who's strong, but your needs are unmet. And the thing with carrying so much strength is that being strong makes you tolerant. Because not only do you understand people, you give grace when you see context. And that same depth will always keep you in dynamics that no longer aligns with you. And then you have trouble leaving when something is off because you understand it. Now you're confusing strength with responsibility. And then you start to think, well, I can handle it, so I should. And then you take on more and more, hold space for more, fix more fractures until your strength just stops feeling like power and it starts feeling like an obligation. But then again, being the strong friend isn't the problem. It's being the only strong one in the relationship is. Strength without reciprocity turns into imbalance. And when you're standing in the imbalance over time, that imbalance can turn into distance. But this is what you need to remember. Don't try to be less strong. Just remember that you need to stop offering your strength in places where it isn't respected, returned, or even noticed. Because real connection doesn't remove your strength, it should meet it. And that is why I am not hesitant to show up for my friend and be the strong friend for her today and as of recently, because I might have stopped being the strong friend for the wrong people, but I know that I'm being the strong friend for the right one. You just don't understand, like, this friendship is everything that I've ever dreamt it to be. And we didn't come to an agreement. It just became like that. It was just like unconsciously finding the puzzle piece that I've been looking for so long. We reciprocate, we understand each other. It's not that we don't fight, we do. We even have summers from each other. I say summers from each other because summer is my least favorite season. And in summer, I'm usually hiding because it's too hot. I don't like it. So our summers mean that we have space from each other. We don't talk, we don't text, we don't connect anywhere, we don't send reels, we don't send TikToks. We're just focusing on our own things. And then we come back, we're even stronger, and then like you just know that we missed each other. So right now, our connection isn't just about being friends, but we have something much deeper that the universe approves. Like every time we do something creative, we are always blessed with more creative opportunities. Our work comes to life. We see signs everywhere, and it's just that we're just connected in a much more profound and cosmic way. And that is why I will always cherish this friendship, and I will never think twice about making it work when it is needed. So, like that, if you are the strong friend, it's okay, but you need to put down that strength every now and then take a step back and see the bigger picture. And then evaluate, be evaluative of the people that you want in your life and those who deserve to experience and be graced with that strength, because there are people you need to stop being strong for, and the people that need your strength and are able to reciprocate it. And with that, I would like you to think on it, and I will see you again tomorrow.